Welcome back, folks, to Let's Replay Realms of the Haunting. And when last we left off, we finally got past the brain puzzle. Mainly because I have a solution to the brain puzzle already in my inventory and just didn't realise it. Moving on from that, however, we found out that Florentine had been impersonating Abaddon, and had used the opportunity of us stepping through the gate first to try and delay Rebecca, who we now know is called Rebecca Jane, the same name that was signed on the various letters that we found very early in the game, trying to persuade her to once again join his cause. She didn't want to, but Adam, in a bout of anger, decided to move on further into Sheol without her, and now can't find her again. We talked to Abaddon, who's imprisoned in the second part of the puzzles, and he explained a bit about the prophecy and how Adam was really connected to it since the very beginning, and then we defeated that puzzle, which involved smashing lots of mirrors. And then we met Hawk, who hadn't seen Rebecca either. Rebecca was apparently beyond his perception, and Hawk had dealt with all of Belial's minions. So the next time we find Belial, it'll just be us and him. This part of the game is the part I like to call the puzzle section, because this area is 8 puzzles, and we need to solve all of them. You can't actually progress in the game until you solve every single puzzle, and each one of them has a certain, basically a theme to it. So there's that puzzle there, which I have no idea how that one works, I can't remember. I remember this area existing, but not that it was... Ooh! It's been a while since we've seen those switches. We saw those a long time ago. So that area, I think, is a maze. This area is... Oh yeah, I remember this one. You need to bounce a shot from here all the way over to that area there. We may be doing one of that as one of the first ones, because some of them involve the potential of horrible death. Is this one of those? This is a maze. This is a maze where you can't actually see the, you can't really see clearly where you're going because of all the mirrors and the floor. This is certainly one where you can die, because these, faces here will shoot you if you go onto the wrong little platforms. And these platforms, it's a little difficult to determine which one it is. I think it's all trial and error. And trial and error is rubbish. This is the point where you start to lose a lot of your health. Also, this is a jumping puzzle. In part, you sort of need to make a passageway over to, basically need to make a passageway over to there and back, and it's not a great puzzle in the sense that you do need to do lots of jumping, and I'm not very good at the jumping platform parts of this. Here is another one that involves death, because these here will fire fireballs at you if you jump into the lighted areas. You can jump diagonally over them. This is one that I think is actually easy to solve, and we could pretty much solve it right here. What you need to do is you need to make it so that this bottom passageway is completely uninterrupted, and so it can just fire, and then the top passageway. And I'm pretty sure there's an easy solution to this. I think you just need to flick some of the switches and see what happens. So you've got that one there. You have that one and this one that I'm pretty sure actually work quite well together. But we'll flick those back in the way they were. You have this one, which does that. This one that does that. And that one that does this. And that one that does this. That one moves a lot of them. If you just decided to flick switches randomly, pretty sure it's going to be a bad idea. But these two seem to work quite well together. That one is better for when you're actually aiming up rather than down. That one pretty much has everything like that. I don't think the first one's going to do anything. No, I don't think it does. Nah, not so good. That one looks pretty promising, though. Let's have a look. No. Aha! Marvellous. Unfortunately, if we now try to fire the other way, you see both of them actually fire at once. So if we were to press the button, say, here, let's see if we can see it. fires at the same time, so we actually need to line it up so that the other one can also fire. Let's see, do any of these make a difference? We'll start from here. Well, that returned into that. That's not a bad place to start, but I actually... No, not so good. Keep that one in mind. It's basically trying to apply a logical attitude to which ones sort of move what. There's that one that's not so bad. That one's not terrible, but what is it going to work in conjunction with? You see, that one with that one is not actually bad. Not bad either. Not bad either. They're all pretty decent. That one doesn't do very much. That one doesn't do very much at all, which makes me more suspicious that that one might be it, because all the other ones move a lot of things. And the thing with that moving a lot of things is that some of these will move... Well, that's the... since we flicked that one, that's the way to put it back there. Lots of them will move the... See, that one moves that one, but it also could be moved by a different one too. See, the ones that move 3 there also move 6. And actually, 6 seems to be doing pretty well there. 6 and 7 doesn't do very much. Oh! Alright, that seems to be a solution. Excellent. We have solved this puzzle. At least in theory we've solved this. Have we solved this puzzle? Have we solved it? I think we have. Yes? Yes, we have solved this puzzle now. I'm not sure why it didn't work before, but we have now solved this puzzle. And the only thing that does is reveal this. And that, I think, turns it off. I think pretty much this is a glorified temperature gauge for that fire. We're going to need to get rid of all this fire, though. And what do we have next? We have this one that I do not remember. What are we doing here? I have no idea what we're doing here. Nope, not even slightly. Could not tell you what we are doing with that one. Doesn't seem to be working properly. Does not seem to be working at all. Well, we'll try that one later. At least I hope we'll try that one later. What do we have here? We have this one. I think we need to get access to that middle area, so let's try these switches. That one opens up this one here, but that's not really going to do very much. They don't have the same sort of... oh, you can see there that they move. That one opens there, but not quite. If we use all of them, I don't think that's going to get us access. No, I don't think it is. I really don't think it is. Let's turn them all back, shall we? There we go, they're all back. Process of elimination, I think, is needed here. And I will eventually get through all these puzzles. And this is why I think this part pretty much is the, hey, you know what? We could fill this with puzzles. See, that opens this, which gets us nowhere, it would seem, right now. And that actually doesn't open... Okay, doesn't open any area externally. It only opens internal ones. That, actually, that makes some areas less accessible. So what else could I use that with? I see something opening at the back, but really we need the area in front of that switch opening. That opens something. But I don't think it's given us access to anywhere yet. No, it hasn't. No, it has not. So I think we want to switch that one back up. This one? We can get in this way, but we can't really get towards it. No, we need to get access to that. That's mainly what we want. So which one of these did we use? That one? This one. Okay, that's open there. And we can't get access to anything from there. Right. So that is not the solution. So it's not going to be that one. Okay, so we'll push that one back. Well, what about this one? That one, and we've tried that one and that one. That one and this one. I don't see that having really done... No, that hasn't really done very much. So we'll deal with that one. There we go. That one and this one. Also don't see it having done very much. So... Move. Was it... So that one, this one? Okay, that's opened actually... Did that open in front of it? I don't know. But we have two that we've pushed down. That one's down, that one's down. This one? It's opened up this way, but not quite there. Maybe I need to push more than one switch. I mean, there's nothing to say that that I need to have more than one. So that one, that one. I haven't accidentally had some of them pushed down. So we have those two. Which doesn't give me access to that. Does it give me access to it on this side? No, it doesn't. Oh, it does! Hey! There's a solution to a puzzle! Excellent. Let's turn down the heat, shall we? Hasn't turned it down that much, but it's progress. Now we have this puzzle. Now, if we're going to see what it does, it just bounces things off. You can see they go very slightly up, so what if I were to move this to, say, there? Okay, that moves down to there. It goes up every single time. Can it hit this one? No, it can't hit anything there. And it can't hit that one. No, I think the only thing it can hit is this one. Alright, so that one is... this one? Is the one up there it can hit? No. Is it this one? No. Process of elimination. Well, it's not that one. No, that's also a, no. And facing that way, it doesn't actually hit anything. What about this way? No, I think I might have already tried that one. And firing it back's probably not going to make a difference. No. Firing it back and up? That's the wrong up. I wanted to actually fire it this way. Then again, maybe I'm actually just firing wrong to begin with. Let's move that back up. And move that up. What if I actually have the same this way? Well, that can bring us back to that, but what if I have that aim here instead? Okay, that'll hit that. And that? Ah! Okay. Getting somewhere. Okay, we get to that one then. And that one is this one? Will that do it? I think we might be getting somewhere. What about there? Ooh. Getting some... What about there? Could it hit this one? We're making progress. Okay, it hits that one. And can this one hit that one? There is a question. Aha! Excellent! I think I can safely say that is a solution to a puzzle. Pretty much solved. It's still open, though. Maybe I need to fire it again to get to, now that the glass is gone. Let's try that again. Indeed. Problem solved. Puzzle solved. And I think I've already turned that down. Okay. Where next? Ah, this one. Yeah, it's a little difficult to navigate around here because the floor moves, there are no clear walls, and there are mirrors. Let's go this way to start with. Okay, there's nothing actually here at all. So that is a bad way to go. What about round here? More mirrors. A lot of mirrors. I'm just going to see if I can follow as far right in the with the shoulder as possible. It's basically the equivalent of putting your hand on one wall and seeing if it wraps all the way around. We're going to use the right-hand wall, as you can see here, and see how far we can get. Well, the answer is we're not going to do very well that way. There was a... Yeah, you see the mirrors make it a little difficult to see some of the routes you need to go. Sometimes you need to follow around and just trust that you can find a location. Well, there is not anywhere, but here is... Yeah, there's nowhere there. Anywhere here? No, nowhere there. Need to make sure I don't backtrack on myself here, because I get the feeling I'm making a fair bit of progress. Down here? Have I already been this way? Maybe. I was way down here, but the way down here has absolutely nothing in it. So, down here? No, there's nothing there at all. Right. Following more. What about this way? Is there anything this way? Probably the way I've already been. There's nothing there. And I bet I've just backtracked all the way back to where I started from. Could have. Hopefully haven't. Okay, there's here, which is a place I haven't been to before. And here has not a lot in it. No, there's nothing in here at all. Knowing my luck, I was probably very close to the solution earlier and then just walked completely past it. But this is the point where there are all the puzzles, so we're just going to have to see what we can do with solving all these puzzles. Also, there is nothing this way. There's something this way, though. There is something this way. Probably nothing really important, but there is something this way. Yep, there's just lots of mirrors. Why do we get the feeling that back when I first did this, I sort of stumbled around blindly until I found the solution? I'm seeing an odd reflection of what I previously did here. Get it? Reflection? Because there's mirrors and... yeah, it is quite terrible, I have to say. That pun was pretty bad. So it's not down here. Not down here at all. I mean, there isn't even a passageway down there, because there's a passageway up here that it's reflecting. There is a passageway here, but there isn't one here. So really, down here is just a massive, massive red herring. So we're just going to have to backtrack round and head back up here, I think. And round here was nothing. Round here was there. So I get the feeling I've already been there. I do remember that once you actually discover the solution to this puzzle, it gets even harder. Yeah, it actually gets harder. Because the layout of the mirrors changes, I think, and the lights go. And with the lights gone, it gets that much more tricky. So around there is nothing. Ooh, around here is an area I may not have been to. No, I think I've already been here. I'm very sure, in fact, I've already been here. Ooh! Yep, this is how it gets harder. It gets harder because there are even more mirrors now. And the mirrors make it that much more challenging to escape. But maybe I can figure out the way I'm going. I actually would wonder if the walls have changed positions too, but we will eventually get out. We just need to sort of figure out where we're going. I mean, that way is open, which hadn't opened before. And I think that's so you can actually get out. Because I think otherwise you can't escape. What I need to do is I need to find the reflection of the exit. The exit will be pretty obvious, I think. I say the exit will be obvious, and then I cannot find the exit. All I can keep finding is Adam Randall, looking at himself. Yep, that's pretty much all I can find. So I've been that way, and that way had nothing, and this way had nothing. And that way, there's nothing there. And that's just a reflection of the area we've already been to. So left had nothing. Up here, we could turn left. We could try that. This is looking vaguely familiar. Vaguely. And by vaguely I mean not so very familiar. Exit? Or just a bunch of walls? Yeah, it looks like just a bunch of walls. Ah, that's vaguely familiar. Because this is the area with all the mirrors. The area with all the mirrors. That's very accurate, Kiko. It is quite accurate. It's also very, very vague. Let's see if we can find our way out of here before we end this. So we can't go that way, but we can go this way. And we can't keep going round at this point. And that way doesn't lead to anywhere at all. Puzzling. Very puzzling. This way does not lead to the... Ooh, this way leads somewhere. But I'm pretty sure it's an area I've already been to. Switching all the mirrors makes this so much more challenging. So I've been there before. But finding the exit is a tricky conundrum. In theory, I should have just done the exact opposite of what I had been doing before, but a lot easier said than done. Also, there's that area here, which isn't... Yeah, this area just sort of backs up on itself, and all we're finding is lots of mirrors. We are literally just finding lots of mirrors. And there's nothing this way that's really going to help. I mean, this way is not going to lead to the exit. It might, but I don't see it just yet. I just see us backtracking on ourselves. Oh, haha! It did lead to the exit! Excellent! And I think with that, we've solved yet another... Yep, we've solved yet another puzzle. So, when we come back, folks, the roaring fire must be, well, dealt with, so that we can move on to the next area. Pretty much after this puzzle area, there's not that much more to the game, really. So, I'll catch you next time, folks. And I'll see you then. Later. We've dealt with a few of the puzzles already. That's one puzzle dealt with. Let's have a look here. No, that's just one so far. 2. And 3. Is that 4? Yeah, I think we dealt with 4 puzzles so far. It's just a shame that all the other puzzles will potentially kill you. Except for the one I don't know how it works. So, well, catch you next time, folks. And I'll see you then. Later.